Sure.
You get a tax bonus, then you get to go and buy living room furniture. You don't go out and buy a bigger house, you know.
Yeah, where are you going?
Just to make a comment too, in the middle of this recession.
Really?
You know, Dr. Scalen put a nice editorial in the paper, title of it was patient care versus public image. And he added, he's a doctor, all these, was the editorial that was written last week. And, you know, the hospitals in the middle of a recession, when they're trying to
I'm recording this.
money and financial hardships are putting up brand new buildings.
No, I
All
don't
the
think so.
consultants and lobbies and marble floors and aesthetics that will cost $2 million just for a simple aesthetic, and yet they're not willing to.
Oh,
when it's not
like a
happening,
class,
they-
right?
Why aren't they taking
Okay,
that
yeah,
money
that's
and
fine.
pushing towards quality patient care? That seems to be something that's trying to help healthcare.
You know, we're making one-time investments in our facilities, and actually, Gary, I want to go back to your point about, you know, how this affects all of us. Because this does affect all of us. It's not just people who are in the hospitals. If you look at the larger picture of, again, where we are, and where we are right now is towards these hospitals.
Okay, yeah, they can come.
You know, we value our nurses' contribution.
Well, right, and Ethan could come too if you really needed
Our
to.
hospitals affordable and accessible and operating within the revenues that we get. And we are it's becoming
Okay.
a much more difficult
No,
endeavor
but
now.
just bring the girls over,
With
okay?
regards to the level of, we saw the state legislature and changes in
Okay,
this year.
okay,
And federal
fine.
healthcare reform, which is going to cost us millions more. We need to balance that with all the needs in the community.
Can I just, I just have a question.
Do you like your new toys?
Please. Is that, how long has it been since you worked at the curbside clinic?
I think that's, is that,
Well, I'm just talking about, well, with patient care, we're talking about the unsafe staffing situations. It's
Maybe.
concerning to me, that
I don't know if the males are allowed
I think that's
around,
actually- no, I think that's actually irrelevant to this discussion.
but she sure seems to like those
Because, I mean, bottom line question.
toys.
Again, what we heard before, are the hospitals?
Look at how she didn't do that with the other ones.
Yes.
No.
we fill out consensus safe staffing forms and this is all on deaf ears. The range
And the way she,
said that we have all
the way she laid it over.
in language. The problem is that the hospitals don't want to apply some of that. We fill out concern for safe staffing. If we're in a bad
Maestro.
situation, the supervisors or directors will just fill out a concern for safe staffing. In fact, during the negotiations process, one of the clinical directors at one of the facilities, a nurse talked to them about their concerns.
That's
for
really
safe
nice.
staffing on that shift. And then they filled out a form. Right at the desk, that director tore up that form, threw it in the garbage and said, you need to, and basically said, you need to work smarter. And so when we're talking about working relationships and ways of addressing the concerns that nurses are bringing forward, it's just very discouraging.
Again, back to the basic issue here, Maureen Schreiner. Are these hospitals safe under current staffing conditions?
Right, I mean, what we want to address here is actually, what Dick said is that, you know, we can agree with, you know, let's look at what's in our current contract. And if you're saying that, you know, that it's not working, well, let's look at how we can take the current contract
Oh,
Are
good.
the
and use it.
hospitals, are the hospitals safe under the current staffing conditions?
I'll say an example. When I was in ICU, in the middle of the night, we were locked in. Locked in means you don't have the ability to take any extra patients. And so there's already a nurse.
She's
that
got her
has
paws
an
right
additional
on
patient on top of what we would consider safe.
On the
And
Red
in
Fox.
the morning, a patient starts to deteriorate. That patient needs critical care, complex critical care, and they need to be transferred to the ICU. That's a patient that you have to absorb. And so every time that you're into a situation like that, it takes away from other patients. And those nurses are put in some terrible situations at times. And when you're transferring a patient down in the middle of the night, there's no resources to be able to call people in at that hour.
Okay, Maureen Schreiner.
But let's look at this at the bigger picture of, you know, my job is actually not as a nurse, it is as a communicator. And my role as a communicator is to take a complex issue and make it easier for people to understand. That's my role as a communicator. And so part of what I'm trying to help people understand is that we don't make decisions at our hospitals, you know, lighthearted. We're all there for the same mission, and that is to have high quality patient care. And we have been able to achieve that, and we want to build on it. And if the issue is that the current contract, you're saying it isn't, you know, that there are things in the current contract that aren't being upheld, then what we need to do is go back and look at what the current contract does and see how we can make that work. And when they're bringing up the idea about these, the staffing issue reports, those are actually a communication tool that was developed with the union's negotiation. I mean, these contracts we have, they've been through years of negotiations with the union.
All right, let's go back to the phones. Amy, your question, please.
Hi, my name's Amy. I'm I'm an RN from Minneapolis Hospital. First, I'd like to say I work night shift, and when you say that the staffing ratios we have now is under 4 patients, that's only during the day shift. And night shift, frequently I have 6 patients, sometimes 7, and when I work over in the psych unit, I have me and one other nurse and up to 18 patients.
Amy, are the hospitals where you work, are they safe?
For the most part, I would say yes.
Okay.
But there's nights where I have a patient that practically deteriorates, and I don't have the staff to help me with it.
Okay, your question.
So yes, I'd say some nights it isn't safe.
Okay.
My question is, I would like you to explain to all of us where you come up with this $250 million that it's going to cost for our staffing.
Okay.
Sure. It's actually a conservative estimate of going through all of the hospitals. We look at unit by unit of what additional staffing would be needed. And again, the union at the
Okay,
negotiating tables
Elaine.
has said that
See you later.
the way
Thanks
that
a
this
lot
would work
for
is that we
those.
would need
Those
to
are great.
have our hospital staffed at 100%.